You're walking through a forest, and the path behind you quietly moves. Trees slide, stones rotate, and suddenly you're lost in a living maze. Stay to the end, and you'll discover the secret rules of this shifting forest. In this video, you'll learn what a self-rearranging forest path is, the myths it echoes, how to recognize its rules, and how someone might escape such a maze, at least in legends. Ready to step inside? Imagine, each time you choose left or right, the forest quietly rewrites itself. Branches slide, clearings swap places, paths curl into loops. You think you move forward, but the maze moves with you. Recognizable feeling? Myths love mazes. From stone labyrinths to endless deserts, they test courage and cleverness. Our forest is the same idea, but alive. Instead of walls, you face roots, fog, moving trails, and a mind of its own. So what exactly is a labyrinthine forest path that rearranges itself? Think of a maze that edits its own map. You never walk the same trail twice. The landscape is not a stage, it's the main character. First key idea, the forest watches choices. It doesn't need eyes. In legends, it feels hesitation. Step forward boldly and the path opens. Walk in fear and the maze tightens. Your state of mind shapes the route. Example, a traveler doubts every turn. Each time they stop, new branches unfold ahead like fans, more options, more confusion. Their indecision literally multiplies the paths. The forest feeds on their uncertainty. Next idea, memory doesn't match reality here. You mark a tree with a ribbon, walk on, then see that same ribbon on another trunk, then another. The forest copies your signs, turning your own markers into tricks. Picture scratching an arrow on a stone to show this way. Moments later, every stone shows that arrow, pointing in different directions. The path has stolen your symbol and multiplied it, like a playful echo. Third idea, time feels bent. In the tales, wanderers swear they walked for hours, yet the sun barely moved. Or they think they circled a tree once and discover moss grown thick, as if seasons slip between footsteps. For example, someone ties a simple charm to a branch. They take 10 steps, look back, and the charm is now old, frayed, almost falling apart. The path isn't just moving in space, it's shuffling pieces of time. Fourth idea, the forest reacts to stories told inside it. In myths, when travelers share hopeful tales, the path shortens. When they argue or speak of betrayal, the forest adds twists, mirrors their conflict in its layout. Imagine a group arguing loudly about which way is best. With every shouted, "No, this way," the forest throws in a new fork. By the time they calm down, they stand before a web of trails, all born from their dispute. Now, how could someone escape such a place? Legends say, don't fight the maze, learn its rhythm. Instead of forcing choices, you watch how the forest responds. You turn it from an enemy into a strange conversation. First method, walk with a single clear intention, not a detailed plan, just one sentence in your mind like a compass. I want to leave safely, or I seek the center. With each step, you repeat it silently, steady and calm. Example, a traveler repeats, find the river. The more they focus, the more often they hear distant water, and the forest bends. Turns that once led in circles now tilt toward a silver ribbon that slowly appears ahead. Second method, stop marking the maze, start marking yourself. In stories, the ones who survive don't scratch every tree. They keep symbols on their own body or items. The forest can copy stones and trunks, but not their inner map. An example, someone wears a necklace with 3 colored beads. Instead of mapping trees, they map feelings, red for fear, blue for calm, green for courage. They remember which color matched which fork, building an invisible route. Third method, listen to what stays constant. In a shifting maze, anything that doesn't move becomes precious. In our forest, maybe it's the distant sound of bells, or a patch of sky, or a steady breeze always from one side. Picture the traveler noticing, the wind always hits my left cheek. They ignore the deceptive paths and just keep that wind to their left. The forest writhes, but eventually it runs out of tricks, and an exit clearing forms. Of course, some legends say the forest never truly lets you go. It just moves you to its edge, for now. But even then, you leave with something. A deeper sense of how your choices, fears, and stories shape your own inner maze. Let's connect this to real life. We all know the feeling of walking circles in our minds. Same worries, same doubts, same wrong turns in relationships or work. The rearranging forest is that feeling turned into a story. The myth reminds us, if we don't choose our intention, the maze chooses for us. It grows where our attention goes, into fear, regret, or distraction. But when we clarify what we truly seek, the paths start to simplify. Another message: not every sign outside is trustworthy. The forest duplicating your arrows is like rumors, trends, or clickbait. Everywhere you look, the same signals point in all directions. So the real compass must be internal. And those traveling companions who argue at every fork, they're like our conflicting inner voices. The more they fight, the more paths appear. When they finally align, the forest calms. Agreement shrinks the maze. So, if you ever feel trapped in your own rearranging forest, remember these 3 mythic tools: a clear intention, an inner map, and a constant you can trust. Together, they turn a hostile maze into a shifting guide. Before we leave this strange woodland, ask yourself, which part of your life feels like that moving path right now? What would happen if, instead of panicking at every fork, you simply chose one calm, honest direction? If you've walked this maze with me to the end, you've already proven you can follow a winding story. Next time your own path starts shifting, remember this forest, and maybe, just maybe, let it rearrange in your favor.